This is your news report for the second stimulus check update and your stimulus package update as of Friday, August 14th. The Senate is now officially on vacation. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has now adjourned the Senate. Senators will return to stimulus package negotiations on September 8th or when both parties decide to come to an agreement, whichever comes first. We'll cover the details on President Trump's executive orders on unemployment. And President Trump is separately pushing for a lower capital gains tax rate while Joe Biden is pushing to increase that tax rate. The fastest vaccine ever developed took 4 years, and the U.S. says that we'll have the COVID-19 vaccine by early 2021. Russia says that their COVID-19 vaccine, the Sputnik V or the Sputnik 5, will be for sale in the fourth quarter of this year. This is your Friday news, and I hope you're having a very nice day. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has now officially declared the Senate to be on vacation. McConnell says stimulus package negotiations will resume when senators return from vacation on September 8th, or the senators will be ready to return earlier if the Democrats are willing to compromise. That's what McConnell said. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said the Democrats must make the next move on stimulus talks. Anytime they have an offer to make, they can either call me or I'll go see them, but they have to compromise. Reporters asked Nanci Pelosi, who is the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, they asked her when she would talk with Mnuchin. Pelosi responded by saying that she would talk with Mnuchin when they're willing to spend $2 trillion. $2 trillion, that's double what the Republicans are looking to spend, and they're saying that that figure is just unacceptable. Mark Meadows, one of the two negotiators, says that the Republicans would consider spending as much as $1.5 trillion. This is up from their initial offer of $1 trillion. Meadows says that the Democrats would rather have no deal at all rather than agree to a price tag around $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. And what I'm about to say now, this is not my opinion. These are facts. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says, so this is his quote, "The Democrats are barely even pretending to negotiate." McConnell says this even though he is the leader of the Senate and he has not sat in on one stimulus package negotiation this session. Nanci Pelosi told reporters that we can't wait until September to pass a stimulus package, otherwise people will die. Pelosi says this, and she refuses to accept the $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion offer. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, the best way to put him is like the boy who cried wolf. Mnuchin is like the boy who cried stimulus. He keeps saying things that do not pan out. He says things like, we're going to have the stimulus package signed and passed in July. Obviously, that didn't happen. Mnuchin said that we're going to reach an agreement between the Republicans and Democrats this week. He said that last week. He's also saying that he's going to make sure that these executive orders by President Trump carry out. We'll see if that happens, but whatever he says, just take it with a little bit of healthy skepticism. Let's take a look at the President Trump's executive orders on unemployment. The executive order does allow for self-employed people to receive it, but it may end up where the states, they do not cover the self-employed workers because they just opt to use the traditional system. About 30% of the current recipients of unemployment benefits, they are self-employed people. The states, they would need to reconfigure their unemployment systems to include the self-employed people, but it is considered to be a very difficult implementation process. Additionally, you need to receive $100 in state unemployment benefits to qualify for this additional federal unemployment assistance, which will leave out 1 million Americans. And if you are left confused with these terms, don't worry, you're not the only one. The DOL, the Department of Labor, requested to Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin to issue further guidance and clarification on this executive order. So again, if you're confused about what's going on in all the terms, you're not the only one. The Department of Labor said that if the executive order gives $300 a week, then that would give 50% of workers at least the same amount of income as when they were working. If the states chip in their share of the $100 to make it $400 a week, then 66% of workers would receive the same amount of income as when they were working. President Trump and Joe Biden, they are battling on tax policy when it comes to the rich. The highest capital gains tax rate for the rich, if you're in the top tax bracket, is 23.8%. That's the 15% long-term capital gains rate, the additional 5%, and the net investment income tax rate 3.8%. So all in, it's 23.8% currently. President Trump is fighting to get this lowered down to 15% all in. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow says that this will spur investments and will be the engine for economic recovery. Joe Biden, on the other hand, is attempting to raise the capital gains tax rate from the 23.8% to 39.6%. And this is only for people making over $1 million. And please keep in mind that none of these figures include the state income taxes, if applicable in your states. The Manhattan Institute is saying that a reduction in the capital gains tax is just the wrong tool for the economy right now. Capital gains tax rates are not holding back the economy. Biden says that this increase in taxes would generate the government $448 billion over the course of 10 years. Again, this only applies to the high income earners, and both parties are saying that their policy is more popular with the public. Let's take a look at the COVID-19 news. The government has spent $10 billion on 6 vaccine projects. Once a COVID-19 vaccine does get approved, our government will pay for the delivery and administration of millions of doses as soon as possible. This is expected to occur in early 2021. Russia has approved their COVID-19 vaccine, the Sputnik V, and they will begin their mass vaccinations in their own country in October. After their own mass vaccination campaign, they will begin selling this vaccine internationally. Putin claims that there are 20 countries of interest that have ordered 1 billion doses. Please remember that the Sputnik V, this has not even completed clinical trials, and they have not released any public data. Russia has offered to help the United States by providing vaccines, but the U.S. has declined this offer. A Russian official said that once the Sputnik V proves to be one of the most effective vaccines, the U.S. will regret letting politics get in the way of access to a vaccine. Okay, please keep in mind that the fastest vaccine ever developed was 4 years. Therefore, critics are saying that a lot of corners are being cut. So just please do your own research if you're thinking about going out and purchasing the Sputnik V. The United States reported 51,443 COVID-19 cases and 1,076 fatalities on Thursday, according to Johns Hopkins University. That's the news for today. Please subscribe, and I'll keep you updated. I'll save you some time, and I will give you any advice when applicable. Thank you so much, and please stay safe.